The van has been following me everywhere.
He's watching you. We'll wave, dummy.
Hey, Annie.
It's great to get to chat with you both. This is such a tense film from start to finish. I watched it earlier this morning and loved it. Skai, if you'd like to start, and then Gavin, what was it about the script and your characters that drew you to want to be a part of this?
I love true stories, and I also love horror and thrillers, and this is something that was definitely on my bucket list. And just seeing the cast that was attached to it, me and Warren really connected, and I just was like, oh my gosh, I have to be a part of this film. So I was so glad that I got the opportunity to do so, and it's such a perfect, amazing cast. So I feel like everything kind of just fell in line perfectly.
Yeah, same. I loved the time period. I loved everything about it. I loved everyone in the movie. It was a great film. I loved it so much, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And I had a great time.
I love that for both of you. And so, Skai, I especially love the friendship that you have with Madison in this film. It really does feel very authentic. And I'd love to hear about, finding that rapport and that dynamic with each other, both during and before filming.
Yeah, I feel like that was really important, or one of the most important things that I wanted to show is to make sure on camera that relationship was really seen and it didn't seem forced. And that was really easy just working with Madison. She is such a sweetheart, and we bonded so much off of camera. It was like a piece of cake doing it on camera. So I worked really hard. We both worked really hard. And I feel like that did translate well on screen.
It really did. And same with you, Gavin. I mean, what was it like for you, finding your character's dynamic with Madison as filming went on?
Oh, we all really snapped it. I mean, we had such good chemistry. We all had a great time. Offset, we would hang out and stuff. So, Sean would always make jokes, make everyone crack up. So we all had a great time.
That's awesome. And then, Skai, you also end up riding a horse for a good portion of this film. And I mean, that is quite the physical task. I've tried it myself when I was a kid, and it was crazy. What is it like, or what was that like, for you, that experience?
It was actually really fun because it wasn't something that I'm not familiar with. When I was younger, me and my best friend would go to the park and ride horses every weekend. So just to do this in a film, I was like, okay, this is so much fun. I love horses. And we got to spend a lot of time behind the scenes training with the horses, especially me and Madison. So I feel like, isn't that so cool? Two girls pull up to a Halloween party on horses. So amazing. But it was really fun to be able to incorporate that, and very different.
It is very different. And it also just feels so perfect for this setting, both time period wise and actual location wise, which, Gavin, if you'd like to start, I'd love to hear what it was like, jumping back to that time period and finding yourself 30 years or gosh, no, 50 years ago. I can't believe it's already that long ago.
For sure. It was super cool. I loved our clothes that I would wear. And I worked with my mom was with me, and she would always bring stuff like there was a telephone line, and she was bringing up that was crazy to have when she was like, that's what she wanted when she was younger. There's all kinds of stuff. I mean, the cars, the TV, the phones, everything.
Yeah, I would say for me, it was definitely the wardrobe. Like, I'm such a fashion girl. So being able to work with the stylist, Tiger, on set, she was so amazing at her job and what she did. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I wasn't born in the 70s, but I really felt like I was in the 70s. And I was like, let me just make sure this is accurate. So my mom was around in the 70s, and she was like, this is perfect. Like, this is like to the T. So wardrobe was definitely a favorite for me.
They definitely did nail the aesthetic of it, just in the wardrobe alone. So I do love that about it. And Gavin, this is also a return to horror for you after Night Swim. I mean, how does it feel to keep working in this genre in particular compared to some other genres that you've worked in?
Yeah, for sure. This is, I feel like I do best in drama. I just kind of fit there. I'm really good at it, and not to sound like that, but I just, I love doing timepieces, and I love doing horror films, and it's what I do best.
And Skai, what was one of your favorite experiences to have working with Warren, since you mentioned him at the top of this interview?
I would just say everything was a favorite with Warren. He is just so sweet, and he really didn't want to just tell us like what to do. He was very collaborative, and that's what I really liked. When a director, of course, you have a character that you have to portray, but them giving you that free will to do what you want and which feels right with the character. So that's what I really appreciated with Warren. And he's overall just like such a happy guy, so nice to work with. So it was a great experience with him.
That kind of collaboration is definitely what you want from a director. So I'm really glad that you were both able to find it. I see I'm out of time, so I will get on out of here. But thank you both so much for taking the time to chat with me. I really did love this film. I can't wait to spread the word.
Daniel, no! Do not open the door!